Back.
I believe.
We're back. Maybe doesn't show it. Oh, maybe this is it. Let's see. Well. Another debauch.
Yep.
We are live.
You're on, baby.
This is good radio. Let me send the links back out. Somebody comment. Take me out of my misery. Take me out of my misery. All right, we're getting some people back. Sam, back for a moment. And another breakthrough. Another latency issue, maybe? Hard to say. It's hard to say. Um, Thanks for those that came back. It's a crying shame what happened, and we won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. Sam took a couple weeks off, and he came back. He's getting back in the groove of things, so we won't hate on him too bad. We won't hate on him too bad. Um, it is what it is. It is what it is. Everyone's back in though. It seems like Chan's here, Mulvey's here. Whatever you pay Sam, it's too much. I paid him in chicken tortellini soup tonight. So
Give it back.
I don't want to see it come back. I don't want it back. Uh, just that's part of doing a live show, guys. Your internet stops working, that sort of thing. What are you gonna do about it? I don't want to say it was the internet, but I don't want to say it's Sammy either. I don't want to say it's Sammy. Where were we? Red River Rivalry, Texas. No bueno in that game. They did play decent. But Oklahoma played better. I mean, their defense was pretty good. Um, Dylan Gabriel was really good with his legs. That drive at the end was dog status. Um, and that was a fun game to watch. Probably game of the week. A lot of celebs in the house. You had McConaughey on the sidelines, like he was basically a coach, which is pretty nuts. Um, and just Baker Mayfield chirping the Texas fans. So it was fun. That was a fun one. The rest of the week um, was it was fine. The LSU Missouri game was pretty entertaining. 49-39. LSU wins that one, get back on track. Missouri was undefeated. That's their first loss. We did have the over 65. Didn't have to sweat that one very much. We did have the Fighting PJ Flex at plus 19.5, and they got dog walked by Michigan. I think Michigan is probably, if not the best team, the second best team in the country right now. Georgia did their thing against Kentucky, who we also had. I think Kirby watched the episode last week because they went ham. They went ham, and yeah, that was a brutal beating of the Wildcats. A&M, I mean Max was okay. They didn't look good in the second half at all offensively. I think their defensive line, I mean their front is really good, but that that game was like such a classic Bama always wins game. Um, it was just kind of it felt lifeless after watching it. It felt like we're back to, you know, Bama, SEC West champion. It just is what it is every year type deal. Even if, and they don't even look that good. They still don't even look that good. Their defense is good. Milrow kind of coming into his own in the offense a little bit. He's not terrible, obviously, but I'm still not all the way impressed with Bama. But that was like a classic. Bama always wins. Chalk it up, type game. I had A&M plus 2.5. I think a lot of people had A&M plus 2.5, and they did not get it done offensively in the second half. Um, and I still think they're good enough to probably be the second or third best team in the West. So, I think A&M will be heard from. But we're going to talk about them later on. They've got a tough matchup this week. Georgia Tech. Shouts to the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. One of the worst coaching jobs probably ever to close that close that game out. Um, I believe there was like 40 seconds remaining, um, and Cristobal. I believe that's how you say his name. Is it Cristobal, like crystal ball? Yeah, Cristobal. He could have kneeled it. Could have been done with it, and he instead ran like a normal zone play up the middle, fumble. Georgia Tech goes down and wins the ball game. Pretty electric. Um, Miami's like black and neon orange and green unis kind of looked like Mountain Dew flavor. It looked like a blackout Mountain Dew flavor or something. Uh, kind of a gross uni, to be honest. I usually am a huge black uniform guy, but those didn't do it for me. Those didn't do it for me. Shouts to Georgia Tech, Andy Holden, if you're watching. Good on your guys. Good on your guys. And then I had Texas Tech at Baylor. Baylor's just no good. Baylor's no good. So that was an easy dub. What was the score? It was 39-14. So Texas Tech, good showing there. We're actually on them again this week in a different way. Tanner, Ole Miss, or A&M being the second best. Um, Never kneeled the ball. I have this heart on my thing, Sam. Can I get it to go away?
Nah, that's just how you react.
I heard someone say that Cristobal or whatever has never kneeled the ball in a game, which is actually psychotic. Yeah, why not? Just that's like the most power move you can do on a football field. We don't have to run a play here. Victory formation, kneel it out. That's ridiculous. I didn't know that, Tan. Ole Miss or A&M finishing second in the West. LSU's still not out of it. SEC West standings. Um, LSU's in second right now. They're 3-1 in conference. Ole Miss 2-1. A&M 2-1. Everyone else 0-2. Except is State 0-3. Yeah, State's 0-3. Arkansas's 0-3. It's gonna be those three teams: LSU, Ole Miss, and A&M. Ole Miss has Georgia at Georgia, so you can pretty much chalk that one up as a loss. Obviously, they do have Vandy on the schedule and Mississippi State, pretty comparable this year. They're on the road at Auburn next week, at home against Vanderbilt, at home against A&M. They probably win that game. On the road at Georgia, Monroe, and then the Egg Bowl at in Starkville. Uh, you know, LSU is LSU is still good. They've been really inconsistent, but they've got Auburn on the 14th this weekend at home in Death Valley at night. You got to think LSU wins that game. They've got Army at home. That's a win. At Bama, I mean, that's a toss up, but you would definitely lean Bama there. Then they're at home for Florida, Georgia State, and A&M. So three straight home games to end the season. I would say that's a pretty comparable schedule for both Ole Miss and LSU. A&M might have an easier road down the stretch. Um, they've got Tennessee this weekend, which is a big test. Well, I say that. I mean, A&M's probably not going to finish second. I mean, they've got Tennessee this weekend, South Carolina after a bye. Then they're at Ole Miss, home for State, and then in Death Valley. So if I had to guess right now, I would probably say Ole Miss and LSU are going to be right there for that second spot, unless Bama loses to LSU, which would really put a wrinkle in things. I mean, that would make it pretty entertaining down the stretch, and Ole Miss would have a shot for sure. Although that would be Bama's first SEC loss. So, I mean, Ole Miss is going to lose to Georgia. If uh, yeah, they're going to lose to Georgia. What else happened last week? Sam, anything of note for you? I know you're more of an NFL guy.
Dodgers are gonna lose tonight.
Dodgers are going to lose. Yeah, happy about that. Uh, known Dodgers hater, so um, I'll never be shy about celebrating a Dodgers L. Louisville, we picked them up late in the week, late in the show. I hadn't decided on that game, but Louisville plus 6.5 was was a solid, no sweat. 33-20. Notre Dame. Notre Dame just so inconsistent offensively. I thought Hartman might win the Heisman this year, and it just hasn't looked like that. Um, I don't know what it is. If it's play calling, I mean they're pretty. It's a pro style offense, and obviously he was spreading it out a lot in at Wake Forest. You know, I get the move to Notre Dame for him, just because you know it's going to be more pro style in the NFL a lot of places. But you know, I've got Notre Dame this week, so I can't talk too bad about them because I'm riding them this week. But not impressed with Notre Dame on the road just in general this year. But we've got them at home this week. Alex says Notre Dame's dead. Yeah, they've tried to bite us a few times. They have bitten us a few times. I had them against Duke. That was a dub. Faded them last week, dub. So, I mean, I'm kind of on Notre Dame, honestly. I'm reading Notre Dame pretty well this year. In the NFL, we had the Saints and the Pats under 39.5. Wild that it finished under 39.5. The Saints scored 34 points, and New England threw up the goose egg. 0 points. Saints D, pretty good. Mac Jones, really bad. The Honey Badger with the pick six early on, and the Saints were rolling from there. Still not super impressed with the Saints, but can't argue with the 34-0 win on the road in the NFL. Um, I liked what I saw. I think we're going to compete in the South. The Bucks are pretty decent, honestly. They've got the Lions this week, which will be interesting. And the Falcons are scrappy, kind of like last year's Falcons team, and the Panthers obviously suck. I don't know what I was thinking with Minnesota plus 3.5. I just thought that the Chiefs kind of fumbled the bag against the Jets the week prior. Minnesota is in desperate need of wins, starting the season 0-3. They had bounced back against the Panthers, but then last week, there's something. I mean, they're gonna have to fire the coach. They're gonna have to get rid of the coach because it's not clicking. Um, my guess by week 14, they're probably gonna get rid of the coach, trade, and at some point, I don't know when the NFL trade deadline is, but I would think they're gonna trade Kirk and not re-sign him, and then just start a full-on rebuild. Um, but then again, they might sign Kirk to a big deal. I don't know, but Kirk's been playing well enough. He probably would have some trade value, and you know, if they wanted to try to rebuild, they could. There's a lot of quarterbacks in next year's draft, so I could see him going that route, or I could see him trying to stick it out with Kirk, like franchise tag him or something. But Jetta's injured. Yeah, I mean the Vikings are done. Um, they're just not. They're not good. I did have the Titans. They are just not a road team. They're not a road team. Ran into the Colts at home. Colts play really well at home. And send Kirk to the Titans. That would be one of the best trades. I mean, you think about the Titans team, and Tannehill hadn't played bad. He's honestly played much better um, than I expected. I think anyone expected. But as we saw in the playoff game, was it last year they made the playoffs or the year before?
The year before.
He threw the 3 picks. I mean, that was
Against the Bears.
disastrous for Tannehill in that game. You got to think if they get back there with, and they're in a weak division, if they get back there, it's gonna be a similar result with Tannehill. I think if you go and get Kurt, that would be a sick trade for the Titans. Peyton says Kirk to the Jets would be fantastic for them. I'd say a contender. Yeah, that Jets defense is really good, and he has weapons in New York. They're just so locked in on Aaron Rodgers being a thing. I don't see them trying to surpass him, um, just because they've got so much stock in that guy right now. And apparently, Salah loves Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson has played a little bit better here recently, but didn't sniff playoffs because of Tannehill. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say about Cousins' trade situation. It seems obvious that they will trade him at some point, just because they're so bad. What's the point of keeping him out there? But I'd like to see what's his name, Nick Mulvihill. You should know if you're in here. He played at Southern Miss. Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins is Kirk Cousins' backup. I would like to see him play a little bit. That would be fun. I think he had like a little run with the 49ers at one point.
Yeah.
Nick Mullins did. Um, Kirk would love to live in Franklin. Yeah, he would. He is Franklin, Tennessee, written all over him. Yeah, Brees Hall played well last week. I don't know why they would not give him the ball against the Chiefs. Every time he touched it, he went for 15 yards. But that's besides the point. I'm still bitter about losing my Mullins. Yeah. Still bitter about losing my underdog parlay because of that. I had the Niners money line, which is silly. It's silly looking back. I think the line was like -3.5, and they just, I mean, no Vaseline involved with that Cowboys victory, with that Cowboys beatdown. 42-10, they beat the Cowboys. Sheesh. I also had Arizona. Cincinnati got back on track, of course, after Jamar with the locker room drama, saying he's always open. They got back on track. Looks like Burrow is probably good now. I guess the calf's not bothering him as much. Um, so that was a bad bet by me, honestly. Hand up on that one. Hand up on that one. Oh, the Steelers, yeah. Steelers at home. Home dog Steelers is a lock. +4 against the Baltimore Ravens. They allowed 10 points in that game. 17-10. My boy Pickens was going ham. That man is crazy. Throw the number up, Sam, in case somebody wants to call in. He was going crazy. Niners are unstoppable. At every level, they have a player, right? They have Bosa, they have Wagner. I mean, they just have a lot of players. Um, they're not even really using Debo that much. Obviously, they're using McCaffrey until his knees pop out of his body, but um, that'll be a story, in a couple weeks when McCaff has some kind of debilitating chronic knee pain and can't play for the next 4 or 5 weeks. It happens every year. Um, I don't know if I think the most fun Super Bowl matchup right now would probably be Niners and Dolphins. Um, Mike McDaniel going back to his former employer. Two good offenses. I think the Niners probably win that game though with their defense. But Purdy, I mean, you can't argue with Purdy. Um, Purdy, Mr. What's the word for the last
Irrelevant.
pick? Mr. Irrelevant. Um, Made Matt Campbell at Iowa State look good. So, yeah, Purdy is him. I mean, no picks, I don't think yet. Just I mean, he's fun. He's not fun to watch, but he's fun to root for, I'd say. He just looks like a finance bro out there. He has roommates. I think he drives like a, what does he drive? Like a Forerunner, something like that. Just a real chill guy, it seems. Um, Nick Bosa is a freak, and they're really good. The Niners are really good. They're not in a great division. So yeah. Some guys just have it all. Some guys just have it all. Tom Purdy. That's right, Chan. Um, hey, if you haven't already, like the show, like the show, like the show, subscribe to the show. I'm trying to get to 50 subs, and then we're going to maybe do a little merch. Maybe do a little merch. Maybe do a little hat. He drives a Sequoia. Thank you, Alex. Maybe do a little sweatshirt, a little hoodie. What is other merch? Maybe Cashin chains. Maybe grills that say Cashin. That would be kind of nasty. Subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Like the video. Um, what am I forgetting? Like the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's move on to the pick, Sam. Unless someone has something to say. Um, Call 769-241-077. Get in on the action. Get in on the show. Give me some picks. Give me some winners. We're going into Eckler comes back. Thanks. Yeah, Dakota. Thanks for reminding me. I actually have him on my fantasy team, so I need to put him in. Give away a car. I'm close to that financially, Alex. But you have to subscribe to the show. I have to get a lot of subs to be able to afford to give away a car. So let's get into it. So this is Apple picking week. If you're an SEC fan, maybe a GMC truck. Yeah, if I keep losing bets, Alex, I will be giving away my truck. This is Apple picking week for SEC country. I think there are 4 games in the SEC. This happens to be one of them. Both teams coming off a loss. Mizzou loses to LSU at home last week. Kentucky gets destroyed against Georgia in Athens. They are still ranked. Both 5-1, so both decent teams. Hard read on this game because I like Mizzou's offense, and I think Kentucky just played really. I think they just got down and there was no coming back in that game against Georgia. But I think Kentucky's defense is actually pretty decent. And Missouri really hasn't played any good defenses. God, LSU's defense is just garbage. LSU sits in the softest zone imaginable and lets people just throw it around the yard. They just throw it around the yard. Kentucky's got Ray Davis at running back. The guy's pretty damn good. And I just like them at home. So last week we did the underdog shtick. Okay, I picked only underdogs last week. This week your boys Farm Bureau. Okay, I'm the home team. I'm on the home team. We're Farm Bureau in this week. I'm picking home teams. I think I have a couple away teams, but they're dogs. They're dogs. And I don't know, something about mid-season. Teams are they banged up? Are they hurt? Are they injured? You're gonna find out who wants to play these next couple weeks. So I like Kentucky -2.5. Tan doesn't like Kentucky, it seems, always voicing his opinions with dog noises. Our Philly's going to take down the Braves this series. Peyton, it's looking that way. It's looking that way. I discussed it in the 8-minute clip of the original show before we got cut off. But yeah, we got Strider going game 4, and then we've got Freed. And I think if Freed is still dealing with the blister thing, I think it's over regardless whether we make game 5 or not. But I mean, Strider, I hate Peyton. I hate you. Yeah, Phillies probably win. I'm just going to say it. Phillies probably win. It sucks, but let's move on to the next game. JMU win the postseason appeal. I don't know what you're meaning, Dakota. JMU postseason appeal. I haven't been keeping up with JMU football, I must say. Infractions penalties because of NCAA transition rules. I don't know, man. Hadn't thought about that, Dakota. I'll do some research. Get back to you. Call into the show 769-241-077. We had 0777. We had several calls last week. It won't go to a game 7, Peyton. They are best of 3 series in the NLCS. So, if we got to a game 7, it would be a miracle, some are saying. I'm flustered now. What were we talking about?
A&M, Tennessee.
A&M, Tennessee. That's what we're talking about right in front of my face. So A&M trickled down their leg last week against Bama at home. I guess Weigman's still not playing. I guess it's still going to be Max. Peyton with some Ole Miss insider here, Jordan Watkins. Ole Miss leading receiver just broke his hand, so the bye week will be good for us. Yeah. Okay. A&M not great offensively in that second half. I think they were leading at half, or was it tied at 17? I can't remember. Jimbo was like aggressive at times and then really conservative at other times. He just, I guess he couldn't decide what he wanted to do against Bama in that game. If he wanted to be just hyper aggressive and go for the win, or if he wanted to play it safe. Nonetheless, they lose. They don't cover. Cam loses money. Same old story, different day. They're on the road against Tennessee. Let me turn this up. I'm looking purple on the screen right now. That's nuts. Looked like we were in a club in Miami. Yeah, I hope no one's third eye is open right now, because you were just tripping balls on the show right now. I was straight glowed up. God, I keep losing my spot, Sam. What are we doing here today? Tennessee at home, mustard packets, ruckus environment, kneeling. Give me the Vols. Give me the Vols. The half is scary. I would love it at 2.5. I like it at 3. Oh, we got a call? Sick. You're on Cashin.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I wanted to talk about the Capitals playing hockey this week.
Sweet. I'm the Iceman, so I love to talk
against,
hockey. What's up?
Well, if you want, so they won against the Predators, but next week I'm afraid they're going to lose to the Yukons.
Yeah, Yukons. Yeah, I hear they're a good squad.
They are pretty good. You can tug on these nuts, Cam. See you later.
All right. Not even a pro team. He also went with the hockey. All right. He got me. You guys ever been to that restaurant? It's a good spot. It's called Room 40. Room for these nuts. All over, whatever you would think. Okay. Well, these nuts jokes are flying now. Show's getting serious. I'm glad that call came in. Thanks. Tennessee. I would love it at -2.5. I'd like it at -3, and I tolerate it at -3.5. That's what I'll say. I don't trust A&M. I like a lot of points. I like a lot of points in this game. 55.5 seems too low. He got me. I didn't know where that was going. The Preds also lost to the Lightning the other day, not the Capitals. So I don't know. It was good though. Let's just move on, Sam. This show is off the rails. Anyone else want to call in with some good material? I love getting just debunked on my own show. Just the disrespect. Uh, Jimbo has got to get this game, or else it's going to be tough to keep his job, in my opinion. Another thing to talk about, UConn and yeah. Another thing to talk about. I mean, there's going to be some SEC coaches on the hot seat. I think Pittman. Go ahead. It's just going to be the These Nuts Joke episode. Hello.
Hey man. Hey man, is this Polk's Drugs?
Is this Polk's Drugs?
Yeah, man, I need to call in a prescription for a broken spirit.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, Southern Miss is the worst team, I think, in D1 football.
What? What's their record?
I believe they're 1-4.
We got one.
We got one against Alcorn, so it's,
Okay.
it's a clean one.
That blows.
Yeah. A lot of people are calling for the coach's head. I think that's probably obvious.
Do they still have the coach that wears the tie to every game?
Yeah, I think that's 90% of his problem.
He's so sweaty.
Yeah, he just looks gross out there. Yeah, we got no offense. Got some defense by Sun Belt standards, but I think
they're
we
in the
scored
Sun
6
Belt.
points. Yeah, they went from one garbage conference. It's more of a lateral move to the Sun Belt, but
It's true.
it's not great. Yeah, I was just hoping that I could get a prescription for that because
How do we fix the Golden Eagles?
shoot, man, I really don't know. Pretty garbage garbage team at this point. They've been bad since 2012 at this point, but
The Fedora years were really, really undervalued. I mean, that was the peak.
Still got a heavy hangover from that, I think. Never really recovered.
With a coach with the last name Fedora, you're just never going to get somebody better than that.
No, it's a great football name. I mean, real locker room guy. So,
we've got some, what's an antidepressant? Lexapro. We got some Lexapro for you in the back.
I'll take a heavy dose of that.
Yeah, some
Appreciate it.
smutta-ta-ta-propos.
Yeah. Also a tough week on the Underdog app. I think it took me 8 bets this weekend to win a parlay. I was going to keep swinging until I hit one, but
Yeah, when you hit one, it's like crack.
Yeah, I hit 2 on my first weekend, and that was bad. That was bad for me.
Yeah, I hit my first one ever, and then I think I went 0 for 10.
Yeah.
And then I hit one last weekend and won $200. I'm putting $5 on all of them, so it's really not. It doesn't hurt that bad, but when you cook one up, you're spending time doing it, and it goes 0 for 5. It's just a brutal thing.
It's a tough look, especially I missed one by 4 yards.
Oof.
And it hurts. It hurts so bad because when you're that close, it's just building up in you, and then you just
that hurts.
Tough.
But then when you bet someone's over 80 yards and they get 15 yards, that one hurts too. You just feel like
that hurts just as bad, probably.
There's only one good outcome in that, and that's winning all of them. So that's a really tough app to have a grip on you because.
Yeah. And I'm never doing those safety picks where you can.
No, who needs insurance? Who needs insurance?
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. No, it couldn't be me. Yeah, I do want to say I like USC this week. Don't know why. Just feel good about them. I think Notre Dame is just going to continue to kind of spiral down. I could be wrong, but I feel good about USC just scoring enough to outpace them. But
well, I hate to say I'm fading you on that one, but I am.
I know, I hear you, and I get it. At home, I know, I get. If it wasn't Notre Dame, yeah, obviously, but and then the Alabama line at -20 just has me kind of.
I want KJ to be good so bad.
Yeah.
He's a strange looking guy.
Yeah.
He looks like Donatello, I would say. Maskless Donatello. But he's good. He's a dog. I think Arkansas has wasted him. And it's a sad sight to see. I wish he was a Mississippi State guy, even a Southern guy. I would love to see him at
Yeah.
Southern. I don't know how to watch Southern games, but I would watch if
Hmm.
he was there.
They're usually on ESPN Plus, somewhere deep
Oh,
down the
okay.
list. But
On the plus.
yeah, you just got to scroll a few pages, and they're
Okay.
usually down there.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Well, thanks for calling
Yeah.
in. Sorry about the mustard buzzies.
Yes, sir. All good, brother. Appreciate your time.
All right, go Notre Dame. He gone. Good call. Good call there. Dakota, England versus Fiji. Fiji. Whoa. Rugby World Cup. Who we got? I'm on Fiji. Yeah, I'm on Fiji. Those are some brute men. England's are just gonna be pip pip cheerioing through that match. If I had to guess, I don't like their kicking game. Uh, when they scrum, I think Fiji's gonna hold the advantage in the scrum. Other rugby words. Scrum is all I got. What's another rugby term? I hit it. I hit the one term. Scrum. Is it sevens or is it full team, Dakota? I could talk rugby all day with you.
Lickadoo?
A lickadoo. I like Fiji in the lickadoo game. Overall, I'm just a huge fan of Fiji. Cooler tats, probably better breakfasts than the England players will be eating. Hard to play rugby with baked beans on your stomach that early in the morning. Um, yeah, big fan of Fiji in that matchup. Thanks for asking. Uh, UCLA, Oregon State. Uh, Oregon State at home. DJU. Uh, I love Oregon State. I love Oregon State's running back Martinez. Um, he's a dog. I love Oregon State at home. Their coach just looks like an AC repairman. Um, Still wearing fitted, like the back is fitted on his hats. I think that's sick that he's still sticking with that. I just really like Oregon State. Their offensive line is really good. UCLA has been really bad offensively on the road. Another call. The boys are buzzing. Yellow.
Hello. I was wondering what your thoughts of the India Pakistan match on Saturday was. I know that Rohit has it is a big defining moment for his all time legacy, whether he wins this World Cup or not. What do you think about that?
Remind me of the matchup.
India Pakistan in cricket is a big
Oh, in
World
cricket.
Cup matchup.
Cricket. Um, you know, I'm gonna side maybe with India. They got some big
But
guys, huh?
what do you think of Rohit if India loses this match? What do you think it does for Rohit's legacy as the greatest cricket player of all time?
I would say it tanks it. I would say it tanks it. Tanks his legacy.
But what about all that he's done for the sport?
Some would say a living legend. I would say legacy tanked.
Okay. Do you think it tanks because he loses one match in Pakistan?
One match could mean everything.
But look at his whole body of work. You have everything, and you just think one match gonna lose it for him.
I don't know. I
But
don't know.
what if it is what if it's a close loss?
If it's close, we could think about it. Legacy could stay intact. Legacy could stay intact.
Okay. I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Where have we gone with this show? What player was he mentioning? Was that a real player? That was. Uh, I also Palestine. I didn't want to touch that. I didn't want to. Huh?
Pakistan.
Oh, you said Pakistan. Okay, I didn't want to touch it. That was scary. Uh, you know. Yeah. Back onto, back onto football. Oregon State -4. I feel like we're getting just prank called up the ass right now. I mean, we're getting
I
That
like the
sounded
great
real.
accent. Yeah, I like.
That sounded so real.
If that was someone we know, that was a really good.
That sounded so real. I mean, he knew his stuff. I feel like I was dogging a cricket legend. I might.
Maybe you just got sniped.
Am I getting stream sniped by cricket fans?
No clue.
They're seeing Oregon State and UCLA's logo on the screen, and they're calling in on cricket with knowledgeable facts and stats about a man's legacy in the cricket world. I didn't even catch that guy's name.
That's it. I think
Does it just say?
maybe it was Rahit Sharma's. That's the only name coming up when I look
Rohit
up,
Sharma.
When I look up India Pakistan cricket players.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that was I was already kind of iffy on. Look, I'm a dad. I'm a new dad. Baby's a month old. I got a couple hours sleep last night, and my brain is jumbled right now. It's in shambles right now. Christ. All right, Oregon State -4. I guess let's just keep it moving, Sam. That is outstanding. If you like UCLA, just pick them. Who cares? Chip Kelly. I don't trust him on the road. Who we got next?
Got Miami.
Miami versus UNC. Drake May Heisman campaign continues in this game. Miami, with one of the most soul-crushing losses of all time. I mean, you can't lose a game like that. You can't be undefeated. I'm trending on Indian Twitter. God, I hope not. I hope I did not just disrespect a legend of the cricket game, because I've seen clips of cricket on Instagram, and that is serious stuff. I mean, there are so many people at those games, and I don't know the rules. I have no idea the rules. There are massive men that play that game, and they just hit freaking nukes into the stands. I don't know anything about cricket. If you're a cricket fan, look, I apologize if I might have offended you with my take. It was ignorant, to say the least. Drake May Heisman campaign continues in this game. I think Miami's done. I think they're done. UNC at home, -3.5. Again, -2.5. I love it. -3. I like it. -3.5. I tolerate it, and I just do it. Because there's an old saying I think we've all heard: scared money don't make money. And we're here to cash. We're here to make money. So I'm riding UNC -3.5. Cristobal's lost the locker room. How can you trust that guy after that loss against Georgia Tech? I like UNC in that game. Onward. Frazzled. Season killer, I agree, Alex. I don't think you can look at that coach in the eye after that. He might be done at Miami. I think the players might strike.
The area code for that guy was from New York.
Oh, okay. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey, now you're an all-star. And here's the one that, it's a little bit hard to read. USC has not played anybody. This is their first true test. Going on the road at Notre Dame, who has been suspect at best. I know Alex is out on Notre Dame. Our Southern Miss caller was in on USC. I like Notre Dame at home. I like Hartman to get back on track. I think they throw it all at USC at home. Again, -2.5. I love it. Notre Dame's defense is legit. This is a must-win for them at they're not 5-2. Yeah, they're 5-2. Again, USC, they almost lose to Arizona last week. Let's see. They almost lose to Arizona last week. They almost get Colorado to come back on them. I think they beat up on a couple other teams that aren't any good. Let me check out USC's schedule real quick. How's everybody feeling? Somebody call in again. This has been a wild night here in the stew. Beat Arizona by 2. Beat Colorado by 7. Beat ASU handily. Beat the very, very bad Stanford 56-10. Very, very bad Nevada 66-14. And also awful San Jose State 56-28. They have not covered the spread, but twice this year. USC. I like Notre Dame. I think Hartman's back. I think Freeman is going to have the boys ready to go. And I'm just a fan of what they're going to have cooking at home. How does the QB not know to just kneel it also? That's a good question. That's a good question, Alex. If I'm the QB for Miami there, I just fall down. Totally the coach's fault. But yeah, QB. I think that was a QB that transferred in too. I mean, maybe he's just that coach's guy. He's a coach's player, you know. Maybe he just had to do what his coach said there. But I might would have just fell down and let it eat. Notre Dame -2.5. Notre Dame -2.5. People are on USC, and I like that. Fade the public at -2.5. I kind of like the under. Kind of like the under in this game. 62 is pretty big number. Notre Dame at home, they're going to have to rely on their defense to win the game. So, I like Notre Dame. Let's move on, Sam. Alex, you out on Notre Dame as well? I would assume. Tanner, you like Notre Dame? Tanner says I'm out on USC. They're going to struggle against the top Pac-12. Yeah, USC just hasn't played anyone. Their defense is not good. I like Notre Dame. I've said it, but I do. This is the big one, top 10 matchup, Oregon, Washington, to really decide which direction the Pac-12 is going to go, and I am all over Washington. I've doubted them all year. I've actually bet on Oregon some this year. Bo Nix on the road is a different Bo Nix. He was so bad on the road last year. He's played better on the road this year. But Penix, if he's going to win the Heisman, he's the favorite right now. I saw the new lines came out. He's the favorite right now. I think if Penix is going to win the Heisman, if Washington's going to make the playoff, they have to win this game, obviously. I kind of see him winning big. At home, Bo Nix, 2 picks, 3 picks, Bo picks. I like Penix. I like Washington. -3. I'm riding with them. Onward to the pick, Sam. We're 47 minutes in. The calls have been wild, to say the least. Got D's nuts. Got a cricket question. Had a little Southern Miss talk, which is few and far between, I feel like. So, yeah, we're rolling. We are rolling through. I know the boys are buzzing about that cricket call. I mean, I don't know who that was. I have no idea. Also, guys, I just want to say keep Boudreaux in your thoughts and prayers. I got a text today that Boudreaux was he had drank too many Miller Lights, and he was in a pretty rough P-row accident on the Bayou. And so I don't think he's going to be calling in tonight. And it's just a shame. It's a shame. Might not ever get to meet Boudreaux, but they say never to meet your heroes. So, at the end of the day, I hope he recovers. And I hope to see him again, or hear from him again, at least in the future. Never got my P-row ride, but, one day. one day. So yeah, you see the picks there. I'm actually on South Carolina against Florida. I like them at home. They have to win some games if they're gonna be up there in the East. Still not sold on Florida, especially on the road. We saw what they did against Kentucky on the road, so I'm in on Beamer Ball, South Carolina. I like Army plus 4.5 against Troy. I just like Army at home. Troy traveling from Alabama to West Point. I like Army there at plus 4.5. Tough team to play on the road, especially at this point in the season. You hadn't prepared for it. You got to go face it on the road. Tennessee minus 3.5. I like the Kansas State Texas Tech over 56.5. Kansas State is slumping. Texas Tech off the win at Baylor, playing pretty well offensively. 39 points last week. Kansas State has been scoring as well, so I like that 56.5 classic Big 12 over. Call into the show 769-241-0777 if you have some locks. North Carolina minus 3.5. Notre Dame minus 2.5. We already discussed. Kentucky minus 2.5. Oregon State minus 4. And I also took the under in that Oregon State game. It's at 54.5. I like the under there. Oregon State gonna run the ball against UCLA, and UCLA has proven against defenses on the road they don't have it offensively. So give me that under there at 54.5. On to the underdog of the week. Our fine sponsor, Lawn Dogs of Brandon, sponsoring the underdog of the week every single week. They sponsored the entire show last week because every pick I had was an underdog. But we're back with the underdog of the week this week, and I got a little birdie told me that oh, we got a call real quick. You're on Cashin.
What's up, Cashin Cam? Father Cashin, how are you?
It's Tan. What's up, dude?
Good paying, man. Not a whole lot. Now I was looking at the slate. One pick I really like a lot is Kansas is -3 right now at the Oklahoma State, which seems like a steal because I'm pretty sure I'm looking at Oklahoma State's schedule and they got blown out by South Al and they lost to Iowa State, who, I mean, just the bottom tier program. So -3 for Kansas might be the play there. I know I like them versus Texas, but I think their starting quarterback is back. But
He played last week.
sure. Yeah. I mean, I know they destroyed whoever they played. And so them -3 versus the bad Oklahoma State team is very intriguing.
Yeah. Iowa State was looking really bad. They've since beat Oklahoma State and TCU, who are also bad. But Iowa State is not as bad of a loss. Oklahoma State beat Kansas State last week, I believe, at home on a Friday night. So that one's kind of hard to read. But yeah, I like Kansas. I like Jalen Daniels. I think he's going to play now. Last time I bet on Kansas, he got scratched 20 minutes before the game, and I got freaking destroyed.
That is true, yeah.
So, I don't know about that one. I was thinking Kansas. But Oklahoma State, I just don't know. I don't watch them. That's the problem. I haven't watched Gundy and the Cowboys in quite some time, so I don't know what they're looking like.
Yeah, they've fallen off the last 2 years.
Yeah,
on a downward.
I like Kansas.
Descent.
I like Kansas.
Yeah.
What was the other one you said?
I don't know if I did say another one. I don't think I did.
All right, I was listening good. State on a bye. We don't have to lose this week.
Yeah, I don't know how much state football we'll be watching over the next couple of weeks. Not gonna lie, man. And
They're not fun to watch.
well, I'm pretty sure Will Rogers is out for a couple of weeks, and I know that William Morris is out for at least 2. So
Mike Wright, 300
um,
yards, 300 total yards, rushing and passing.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
He's gonna have to do it all.
everybody always wants the backup quarterback, so I guess we're about to see what that gets you. But just it doesn't matter with that defense who plays on offense. So yeah, I'm out.
You're on Washington
I'm
with me
seeing
though,
that.
huh?
Yeah, I like Washington a lot. They used to always make the playoffs under that Chris Peterson guy that came from Boise, and
Who's on TV now? Fake good coach.
yeah, and they would absolutely get destroyed though in the playoffs. I mean, now they seem like a different animal than those teams. I think they're a little bit different, a little bit more talented, a little bit more physical, and just that quarterback is so dynamic.
He's good.
It's kind of wild how bad he was at Indiana and how good he
Well,
is at Washington
I think
now.
Indiana just hired a quality assurance guy as their OC. Indiana has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah,
They
not
fired
a
their
football
OC and
team.
did not hire their quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach. They hired a guy who watches film. Yeah.
Yeah, not a football school for sure.
Yeah, that's not a great move for them.
Yeah.
Well, cool, Tan.
All right,
Thanks for
brother.
calling in.
Yeah, good talk to you.
All right,
See
man. Former roommate, Tan the Man, calling in. He's on Kansas, -3. I don't know what to make of that one, like I said, but I would lean Kansas for sure. Underdog of the week, brought to you by Lawn Dogs of Brandon, 601-573-0117. Get the clippings clipped by the dogs. BYU +6 at TCU. TCU's quarterback, I heard from a little birdie, got a little banged up. He's not playing. It might be better for TCU, honestly, as they stink. But BYU has been a dog this year in the Big 12, beating Cincy at home, who's not that good, but, good dub there. Beat Arkansas on the road. I like BYU. They're kind of electric. I don't know if anyone's been watching the Mormons, but they're pretty electric. They're fun to watch. +6 is too many. 6 is too many. They create a lot of turnovers and play pretty good defense. So I like BYU +6 at TCU. I don't think TCU is any good. They're way down after losing all those guys. I think they lost like 8 or 9 guys to the NFL. I think 30 total. Something crazy, like a crazy number. And they just haven't been the same since the championship appearance last year and the absolute drumming that they took. But that's the underdog of the week. Lawn Dogs, 601-573-0117. Matt McCurley is going to hook you up with some lawn care. Onward. Moving on to the big league. Sunday. I do not have a pick for Thursday. It's like Chiefs -10.5, and I hate that line in the NFL. Denver is unorganized, to say the least. They are not anywhere close to a real NFL team, I don't feel like. Sean Payton struggling with those fellas. I obviously, if you have a large sum of money, I would just hammer Chiefs money line in that one, because I don't think there's a way they lose that game. But the 10.5 is just on a Thursday night, a short week. Obviously, you think the Chiefs are going to blow them out, but I don't like 10:30. Are they in London? London game. Pip pip, cheerio, tighten up. Damn, that really changes things for me. I forgot they're in London. Titans +4. Titans +4. I'm going to roll with it. I forgot they were in freaking London. I thought they were at home. Titans, one of the best home teams in the league this year. Yeah, Titans +4. Ravens lose to the Steelers last week. Um, these London games honestly stink. I mean, they're not fun to watch. Both teams, they're not ready for the
Oh, wait, no, I'm
games.
trying to thought. Oh, wait, never mind. Hotspurs, that's in London.
Yeah, Hotspurs. They played in Tottenham last week. Jags are freaking London's team though. Like they went to London 1-2 and are coming out 3-2.
That's the other fun team.
Ravens look kind of bad now. Yeah, one of the worst wide receiver, just receiving core. I think Andrews dropped a touchdown too, the tight end. One of the worst receiving jobs um, that you can remember. I mean, they dropped so many balls. It's getting a little sus. Receiving job, dropping balls. It's but I mean, you gotta let. I mean, Lamar can't shine with these bums catching the ball. Um, Odell, see, he saw the field maybe the first game. I mean, uh, just an irrelevant signing, which I knew he would be, but you'd like to see better from Andrews. But all in all, just a terrible receiving core. Lamar's gonna have to do it with his legs, and I like the Titans' defense. Um, why is Derrick Henry banged up? Is he hurt or injured?
Not really.
He just didn't get a lot of touches last week in a game they needed in the division on the road. I mean, they did not ride that horse like I thought they would. Yeah, I thought they were gonna send the Jags to London. But like, isn't the Jags owner like one of the most invested owners? Like he invests so much into the team. I don't know that to be fact, but I feel like he's always heavy involved in what's going on. I just couldn't see him letting go of them in Jacksonville, but Jacksonville's not a big market, so got a call coming in. Can't hear him.
Let's get to Cashin.
Oh, let's cash, Alex. Hello. That was a cold open by you.
I heard some moving around. I didn't hear the first part. What's it? So
Okay.
that's on me.
Okay. Well, what's up?
Kill
What
him
we
with
got
the
this week?
suspense. Don't worry, I have the notes app open, and it's not for an
Oh.
apology.
You did more research than me.
Minor researches, nothing crazy.
Well, let's
I
hear
have
it.
no statistics this week to hit up. I am gonna take the under on the Thursday night football game. That is the only thing I'm willing to touch.
What's the
with
number?
the Kansas City Chiefs. It opened at 51, which I wish I would have snagged
Ooh,
it as that,
that's
but I think I
high.
got. And then I think I got it. I think it's at 48 maybe now.
Okay. I don't see
So I
I
think-
don't see Denver really scoring over 14.
Yeah, and with the Chiefs, I think that it'll really depend on Kelsey. I think they're going to limit him just because it's going to be a pretty easy game for them.
I mean, Chiefs are going to hang around 30 points every game, I feel like, So,
I
like the
doubt. I
under.
just don't think. I don't think that they will hang up quite as many this week if Kelsey doesn't play at all. If he plays, I think he's going to be limited.
well, 30 to
because they're not gonna
14,
wanna-
you're winning. That's under.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Fine with that.
I like
but
the under.
I
I
don't-
might
But
hop
they
on with
struggled
you.
the first week without Kelsey to score, and I mean they look like Chiefs, but they're not quite high powered.
It's kind of like Alabama. It's kind of like watching Alabama. You assume they win, but they're just not. They're not the same.
They're not blowing out people as much, but it is the Broncos also, and I don't think the Broncos score more, like you said, more than 2 touchdowns. So,
Dumpster fire.
we'll move on to the Titans game. They are quote unquote a home team, so
Yeah, it's
Take
kind of
that as
funny.
you-
The Bills were technically the home team, and they literally like duplicated the Bills stadium. Like they had all the branding and stuff, Bills, on the sideline. And
Oh,
I just
but
think that's silly. Like why? Like they don't
those
care.
boys in Europe are on the Jags.
Dude, they love the Jags. Did anyone see the Jags, man? That was terrifying. Sam, are you able to put that in? Like, look up Jaguars, man, London.
I haven't seen that, but I have heard about it, and
It
I
is
think I'm gonna
terrifying.
stay away from the image, just based off what I've heard. But
Is there any
yeah,
way for you to put it on the screen? Yeah.
The guy in the suit.
Anyway, onward, Alex. Yeah, the guy in the suit with
I
the
do-
captain's badge.
I'm gonna take the Titans. I'm not gonna tell anyone else to take the Titans, but just go ahead. I'm gonna take a money line and just hope that London throws off some things and the Ravens get a slow start.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens just
I think
aren't
it's gonna
clicking
be a pretty
offensively, and
slow
their
game,
defense
low
isn't
scoring
as
most
good as
likely.
in years past. And the Titans can really turn it on offense when they get going.
I'm just hoping, like, just for the dollar's sake, the money line, what, plus 150 probably at this point. So
Is
just
it
for the money's sake, I'm just gonna take the Titans.
is it on the screen or did Chandler Google it himself? He said, "Oh my god." You got to be encouraged by D Hop last week.
Yeah, no, he is adding a lot. He's it's not like the deal from last year where we got old
Julio.
Julio and then he didn't really play. So
Yeah.
it's nice having somebody come in and actually get in some work, and especially while Burks is hurt. Hopefully he can get back out pretty soon. He's had a knee thing, so
There it is.
we'll get away from the Titans.
Look at that guy. Are you looking, Alex, on your? Do you have it pulled up?
I can't pull it up because it'll like mess with my
Dude,
feedback thing.
freaking nuts. Go back and
I'll
watch
Google
it.
it
That
after.
guy is insane looking. All right, onward. Yeah,
I
Titans
think
plus
I only
4.
have a couple more. Take the spread. I'm taking money line just because I'm ready to get my heart ripped out.
You're just ready to tighten up.
The next game I'm also on. I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers at -6.5. I think anything over 7 I would have been worried about, but
Who do they have?
touchdown with the Browns, and then I don't think they've named Deshaun Watson not starting, but he has a shoulder injury or something, so I expect that line to move pretty heavily once they do announce either way. So I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it up. I think they win by a touchdown
Is it at
regardless of who
home?
plays quarterback, but it's at the Browns.
Okay.
I just trust the 49ers until they let me down at this point. So
That's smart. You don't want to look back on the season and say, man, if I would have just bet on the 49ers every week, I would have won every time.
like I said, if it was over 7, I probably wouldn't touch it, but I think they get a touchdown, and if they don't, then I won't bet on them anymore.
Fair.
I think there's one more game that I might be interested in taking. All the other ones, it's just a crapshoot. I think I'm going to be on the Lions. That's a team that I thought the spread was too high last week at 10, and they blew them out of the water. So I think Lions are taking care of business. They're going to go into Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is not as bad as everyone thought, but they're not a good team, and the Lions are a good team. They've proven themselves to me.
It's a scary one with the Bucks being decent at home, but I'm with you. I like the Lions. I think their defense is good enough to withstand the decent home away games that they're gonna play. And I mean golf is good. Golf is good.
I wanted to be on the Vikings, but with Jay Jettis hurt and not touching it.
Don't touch the Vikings anymore. I've lost enough money on the Vikes.
Yeah, same. There's actually I have 2 more games. The Patriots and the Raiders, absolute terrible teams, but I'm taking the Raiders -3.
Okay.
I don't think the Patriots can. They've
got to draft a quarterback.
Bad.
Mac Jones is so bad. I mean, he's bad.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the Raiders there. I think the Raiders are a bad team, but they're not as bad as the Patriots.
I'm going under in that game. I'm just riding Patriots unders, death taxes and Patriots unders.
Yeah, I might hop on that. What's the number?
I think it's like 39. I don't think there's a low enough number at this point.
Yeah, like you said last week, the Saints and the Patriots. I think that's probably a similar game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not impressed with Vegas, but Jimmy G revenge game.
Devontae Adams being if I know there's questionable for him, so I think if he starts, then it's obvious, it's pretty easy win for them. And
Jimmy G revenge game.
Stop him.
McDaniels against his isn't his name McDaniel, the Raiders coach, Josh McDaniel. against his old boss. I don't I don't know if Belichick has the same situation with his former assistants that Saban does, where he just like beats them every
I
time
don't
they
think
face
it's
each
that.
other.
I don't think it's that aggressive,
Yeah.
especially this year. Goodness, whatever. He's been taking some heavy L's this year
Yeah.
compared to
Jimmy
his.
G revenge game. I like Vegas. I like the under.
And then the last one I got is the Eagles at the Jets. I'm gonna take the Eagles. The Jets aren't there yet. They played the Chiefs close enough for people to think, oh, they have something, but
Yeah.
the Eagles are
What's the
rolling in
spread?
pretty good right now. It's right at 7.
It's a 7.
Kind of a
Ah,
49er situation where it's like,
that one's scary because the Eagles have been a little bit wishy-washy this year. I feel like the Commanders game was close, um,
I think the
and
Eagles
the
are
Jets have a
basically
little
doing the same
momentum.
thing they did last year. So
Yeah, just
yeah,
kind of
I
running.
agree where Eagles are a good team. Sometimes they play down a little bit,
Hmm.
but I think they're overall a better team. I think the Jets, they had a lot of good things going for them last week, but I don't
I
know.
mean, it was against the worst
Like
team in the
it is,
league.
this is my scary bet. I'm not telling people to
Yeah,
take this, but
7 sucks, man.
I do.
NFL. I think every single NFL game should be between 1 and 3 points.
Yeah, we've
I
seen
think
quite
that's
a
only
lot of
fair to
blowouts
us.
this year.
There have been blowouts. That's
That
just
would make
wishful thinking.
our betting life a lot easier.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking. Chan says Eagles are back, so he's with you. Jalen is a dog. He must have him in fantasy.
yeah. Chandler's life is revolving around fantasy, so that's
Yeah.
not a huge shocker that he's on
Well,
there.
is that all you got?
People are asking if the Bengals back. I'm not ready to say the Bengals are back, so I'm staying away from
It was
that.
impressive last week, but I mean, it was Arizona.
Yeah, it's against the Cardinals team. That's
To get Daniels, back scoring 3 tutties, you'd got to think their chemistry is kind of where it needs to be. But
I think some of their O linemen are hurt too, so you got to worry about that.
I mean, their O
That's,
line is atrocious. It has been
maybe
Burrow's
it'll
whole
be better
career.
with their backups at that
Yeah,
point,
they just
honestly.
need some fresh blood in there in the offensive line. But
But I think that's all I got on the NFL this week. I'm excited for it, but I'm also a little nervous about 50% of my picks.
NFL's brutal this year, man. Everyone's 2 and 3. Like, you've got the Chiefs and you've got honestly the Lions are really good compared to a lot of the teams. The Eagles, obviously. Um, I mean, all 49ers. Um, I mean, you're really looking at 4 teams right now that are really at all like confidence boosting teams.
Yeah. The one I'll say that we need to be on, the boys and the people in the chat, we need to be on the 49ers this week. We have to do it until
Niners. Okay.
that's what I'm saying. And that's at 6.5 now. And if Watson is declared injured, you are gonna wish that you would have hammered
Hopped
that.
on early.
So.
Okay. We'll heed your advice.
All right. We'll see you on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not hitting too much college this week because I've
Just trail me.
every
And
time
you'll
I
be
do
good.
hit college,
Nah, just trail me. You'll be
I
good.
trail you on the ones that I'm like, oh, I kind of know about that, and then I lose those.
Well, that's tough.
Maybe I'll trail on all, and it'll just
Just
level
trail
out.
on all and a level out. Actually, no. You'll win every single one. Parlay them all.
All right, yeah, that's a good idea too.
Okay.
All right,
Peace. Tighten up.
We'll see you next week. Tighten up.
Our NFL expert, Alex Hamilton, calling in. Let's move on through the games. We've got Titans +4 in London town. Jaguar man is wild, Chan. That is a wild person to be alive. I can't remember. Huh? Diamondbacks up 4. Let's go. Dodgers stink. Love to see it. Love to see that. Onward. Lions, Bucks. I've already hinted at it. I like the Lions. I like Dan Campbell. I like Jared Goff. I like Dave Montgomery. I like Ahmad St. Brown. I love the Lions. I love the blonde boy from Michigan. His name escapes me. The defensive end.
Hawkinson?
Hawkinson's a tight end for the Vikings.
Right. What's his name?
What's the defensive end?
I don't know what I thought.
he's a big blonde boy from Michigan.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He got a turnover last week.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, yes. Hutchinson. A good player, Hutchinson. That Hutchinson. I like the Lions. They're real. I like the Lions. They're real. Everyone else knew Hutchinson but us. Tough look, Sam. Lions are real. Bucks are fake. Baker's fake. Off the bye for the Bucks. I think Mike Evans is hurt. I think. Tough call if he's not. But Lions -3. Lions -3. I like Dan taking them into the Pirate Dome. Onward. Golf has been really good this year. David Montgomery is maybe one of the most surprising players in the NFL right now.
Lions 49ers conference championship, dude.
Lions 49ers conference championship would be electric. I don't really want to see Eagles 49ers again. I feel like that's played out at this point. But David Montgomery has been insane. And they're fun to watch, the Lions. Chargers at home dogs +2. Cowboys are just, to me, Dak is spiraling again. As a Mississippi State guy, it sucks to say. But golf top 10, golf might be top 8. Golf might be top 7. Golf might be top 5. I mean, Rodgers hurt. I mean, top 5. Top 5 NFL quarterbacks.
It's pretty good.
Patrick. Mahomes. Hurts. Yeah, you got to put Tua in there. Well, we're already at 4. Yeah, I'm not thinking golf's cracking the list. Allen. You got to put Allen in there. Okay, he's not top 5. We'll just stay at top 10. I don't want to keep listing guys. Herbie's back. Eckler's back. Chargers +2 at home. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. I like the home dog here. Dallas has not left the West Coast, it seems. They lose in Arizona. They were back home for the Giants, who they destroyed. Out to the Niners. Got destroyed. And they're still out there ready to get popped again by that electricity in LA. I wish they were still in San Diego. But they're in LA. And I like them here. +2. Eckler's back. Your boy Keenan. Mikey Williams is out. Ripped to his ACL. I like Palmer. I like that big tight end Everett. I like the Chargers. You know, Bosa, Khalil Mack, still a dog. Yeah, I'm in on the Chargers. +2. Onward, Sam. Is that it?
Picks, and that's it.
You want to get something off your chest? We can just talk. Okay? I can be your therapist. I can talk cricket. I've talked rugby tonight. Let's just talk whatever. Whatever you guys want. 769-241-2. That was Irish. 241-0777. Call into the show with your last takes of the night. Let's top it. Top it off with some locks if you got some. I'm on the Titans +4, as I said. Minshew. Minshew Mania back in Jacksonville this weekend, and you know it's a lock. Colts money line. Colts +4. Minshew revenge game in Jacksonville. Jags stink. Colts scrap. Give me the Colts +4. Trevor Lawrence has looked like Trevor Lawrence has been on Dookie mode all year. Gardner thrives in this offense. I mean, I don't know what his completion percentage is this year, but it might be 80%. Gardner 350 with 3 tuds. I like that, Chan. Apparently, I took the Lions Bucks over 44 as well. Forgot about that one, but I got money on it, so no biggie. Pats Raiders under 40, 41.5, and Chargers +2. Again, I think the Colts. I think I'm all in on the Colts. There's the Jaguar man again. Hell yeah! Look at that guy. How long did he spend on that? Where did he get the captain patch? Is what I want to know. He got that off of a jersey for sure. Why does London love the Jags? It's nuts. Jags are gonna have um, the London hangover, Minshew mania coming into town. Lions over. That's right, Aham. And we're at 80 minutes plus the 8 minutes we were on the other one. So let's call it a night, boys and girls. That's Cashin with Cam. Week 7. We've gone 7 weeks strong. So. If you haven't liked the video by now, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next week.